Hi, I'm going to be going through the most important parts of the first page of your Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition character sheet. So the most important things in D&D are your ability scores and ability score modifiers. So those are the 6 items on the left side of your sheet: Strength, Dexterity, Constitution, Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma. Your ability scores are a number between 0 and 20 that is decided upon when you create your character. They're used to calculate your ability score modifiers. So your ability score is that number between 0 and 20, and any points that it has above 10 is going to impact your ability score modifier in a positive way, and any below 10 is going to impact it in a negative way. So they use a factor of 2. So if you have a strength score of 16, like our barbarian here does, then that is 6 is 3 2 times, so you have an ability score modifier of plus 3. For intelligence, we have 6, which is 4 below 10, so we have a minus 2. Next to your strength score is going to be the proficiency bonus. Your proficiency bonus is basically something you add anytime you are rolling something that your character is good at. You get proficiencies from your class, your background, and your heritage. Right now, at level 1, our proficiency bonus is a plus 2, so that means that anything that we're proficient in, when we roll our d20 to do it, we will add a plus 2. So then we have our saving throws. Saving throws are in this box below the proficiency bonus. What they essentially is sometimes there will be effects or events that happen, and you need to see how it's going to impact your character. So you will roll a saving throw. With saving throws, they are going to be using your ability score modifiers, and just like other things in the game, you are able to have your proficiency bonus added to a few of them based on other factors like your class. So for this, we have our strength saving throw is something that we are proficient in. That means that we are going to be using our strength ability modifier, which is a plus 3, and our proficiency bonus, so that becomes a plus 5. So if I have to make a strength saving throw, I am able to roll a d20, and then I will add 5. Below our saving throws are our skills. They are just going to be things that you are rolling in and out of combat to roleplay and see how good your character does something that you would like to do. Let's look at acrobatics first. So that is usually going to be using dex. So we would just look at our dexterity score. Our dexterity modifier is a plus 2. So whenever I roll a d20 for an acrobatics check, I would add 2. For something that we are proficient in, let's take a look at athletics. So athletics uses strength. We are proficient in it, so we get that plus 2, and we have a strength modifier of plus 3, so my athletics skill modifier is plus 5. I would roll a d20, and I would add 5. That's true for anything. You can have negative skill modifiers, just like you can have negative ability modifiers. If you look at nature here, that uses intelligence, which I should have a minus 2 in, but because I'm proficient in it, I get a plus 2, and it comes to 0. To the right of our proficiency bonus, we have our armor class, initiative, and speed. Your armor class is how difficult you are to hit. If someone rolls to attack you and they get equal to your armor class or higher, they are going to hit you. That's affected by your dexterity modifier, and if you are wearing armor, there are other rules for it. Sometimes they include your dexterity modifier, and sometimes they don't. After armor class, there is initiative. At the start of every fight, you're going to roll initiative, and that is going to impact the order in which you are able to move in relation to the other characters. It usually uses your dexterity modifier, and sometimes there are other things that can impact it. Speed is just how far you can move in a turn of combat. It is usually done in feet. Below those are your hit points. Your hit points are the number of points of damage that you can take before you drop to 0 hit points and are unconscious, and possibly dead. Your hit points are calculated by taking your hit dice, which are different for each class. For barbarians, they are a d12, and then you would add your constitution modifier. So since it is a d12, at first level, your character just gets the full hit dice amount, and then you would add your constitution modifier, which is a plus 2, bringing this barbarian's health to 14. Below your hit points, you have the actual box of your hit dice. So you gain a hit dice with each level up. At first level, you just have the 1, and they are dependent on what type of class you are. As barbarian, it's a d12. At a short rest, which is any rest that is at least an hour of your character not doing strenuous activity, but is less time resting than a long rest, you would be able to roll your hit dice to regain hit points. So I would roll a d12, and then I would add my constitution modifier, and that would be the amount of hit points I could get back. Lastly, we have your weapon and spell attacks. So anytime that you have to roll to attack, the rules are going to be mostly the same. There are other things that impact it, but we're just going to talk about how it works when you're rolling. So I have a battle axe here. A battle axe, basically in combat, I would roll a d20, and then I would add my attack modifier. My attack modifier is a +5. That's because with battle axe, I'm using strength to attack, so I use my strength mod of 3, and then I am using my proficiency bonus because this character is proficient with battle axes. So that becomes a +5 to hit. I would roll d20, add 5. For damage, you have a damage dice that each weapon does. For battle axe, we're saying it's 1d8, and then I would add the ability score modifier for the ability that I am using to make the attack. So that is a +3. So I would roll a d20, add 5, and then if I hit, I would roll a d8 and add 3, and that's the amount of slashing damage that I would do. That is your character sheet. Thank you.